Yeah. Yeah. Who getting paper? Who getting paper? Let's go. Who getting paper? Ah. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Who getting paper? Who getting paper? Yeah, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Whoever seen Fed Rap Money? Federally wrapped money. Yeah, dig. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. We talking about money, man. It's like the finance. Finance. That's what we talking about. Finance. And it's crazy, right? It's getting crazy. So let's go. Let's go. That's my production in the background. Let's go, man. I'm doing everything. I'm into music. I'm into fashion. I'm into entertainment. So I'm about to take the money that I'm making and start producing my own music. You know what I'm saying, brother? Entertainment, TV, movies. I'm a natural born hustler, man. Businesses, just different businesses that I'm interested in. I want to sponsor sports, like different sports teams at different levels. Yeah, let's get it, man. So in this video, this is the second video, part 2, building a life. That's why I wanted the intro, that building a life. How we do that versus escalating fear, like the fear of success, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of risk, of losing. You know what I mean? We get in that mindset where we want to hold on to the money that we got, even if it's just a little bit. We get in the mindset of wanting to hold on to it. We fear like losing it. So let's talk about that. Yeah. So what I wanted to do, let's talk about this. Now, like I did in the last video, before I read each section, I'll highlight the keywords, I'll call out the keywords and phrases, and then I'll go over it. All right, I'll dive in. All right, so first point of this topic is constructive growth. I actually love that phrase, constructive growth. Keywords and phrases: resilience, man, resilience, investing, education, a business, taking calculated risks, not just guessing, right? Building a better future, struggles, a larger goal, under one's control. Let's jump in. In some cases, living paycheck to paycheck is part of a broader narrative of resilience. People might be investing in their education, starting a business, or taking calculated risks that are foundational to building a better future. Here, the day-to-day struggles are seen as necessary steps toward a larger goal. What is that larger goal? A life that, although hard-won, is ultimately under one's control. And so for me, I had to really take a step back and think about, like, yo, it looked like a lot of things that was out of my reach. You know what I mean? Like, Remember, we talked about having a lack of resources. We're talking about my mindset, what I was experiencing, the psychology, all of that. And I know what I wanted. I said, I need to build a better future. I need to build a better future so that my today looks drastically different. You know what I mean? But I gotta overcome these day-to-day struggles first. Now, what are other people doing? That's what I asked myself. What are other people doing? So I needed to begin educating myself. Like, man, how do people get more money? How do they do that? Like, where do they start? And I started to see that people were this reoccurring word, a theme: investing. Not saving. Because it was taught like the old school way is saving, but people was making money then, and jobs were, abundant, and they paid well. If you had the education and you worked hard, that's what our people was saying. Like, man, yeah, it was definitely possible. So I had to think about like, investing. So what does that mean? Well, it took on a whole new, mindset. Like, I had to take on a whole new mindset. And so I was just like, investing. So is it investing in what though? And it was like, your education, starting a business, like, and then so you can understand how to take calculated risk and not just, feel like you're throwing your money away. And now when we talk about investing, that concept of what we talked about here, this part here, many people tend to prioritize immediate rewards over long-term benefits. And that's when I said taking on a whole new mindset was moving away from prioritizing immediate rewards and focusing more on long-term benefits. And I was like, okay, so let's dig in. But before I continue with that, let's go into the second point. Fear-driven survival. Keywords and phrases. Relentless stress. Erode hope. Amplify fears. Lacking money. It's about feeling that the future is too unpredictable. Yeah, it did feel that way. Definitely. And that every day is a battle against inevitable hardship. That's exactly how it felt for me. Like, inevitable hardship. Like, it was a battle. And this was inevitable. It's like I could never get out of this. Like, this was the way in which people like that look like me, this was just the life that we had to suck up and deal with. You know what I mean? Pause. No diddy. Such an outlook can lead to avoidance behaviors now this is key, where planning or risk taking is abandoned in favor of immediate, albeit unsustainable, coping mechanisms. So I get into, just playing the video games or smoking trees, cannabis, ganja, drinking. I really wasn't into drinking though, but I would drink, like that Henny. So let's talk about it. Conversely, for many, the relentless stress of making ends meet can erode hope and amplify fears about the future. Definitely was fearful about the future. This isn't simply about lacking money. It's about feeling that the future is too unpredictable. And that every day is a battle against inevitable hardship. Such an outlook can lead to avoidance behaviors where planning or risk-taking is abandoned in favor of immediate, albeit unsustainable, coping mechanisms. I remember being in the military. I had to go to the military because I got in trouble when shopping with some people, some associates. were friends of my friend, right? And I had some money because I was working. I was working fast food at the fast food restaurant during high school, my senior year. And yeah, they was stealing. My friends' associates was stealing. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know. But they bought some things and they added some items that they didn't pay for into their bag. And I didn't know. That was never discussed even while we were on our way to the place, to the mall. But what ended up happening is I ended up getting in trouble because as I'm walking out with my purchased items, we're all walking out, whatever. And then next thing I know, I hear, stop. You know what I mean? And I look back and see security like chasing after us. And so I started to run, but I'm like, wait, what am I running for? I didn't do anything wrong. So I attempted to run, kind of did when it, when people running, chasing it, I mean, it's like a natural, response, that fear response. But I was like, yo, hey, I ain't do anything. So, I just, attempted, but then I just kept my pace and then got snatched up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else ran, but I stood tall, like, and they brought me in, and so I got in trouble for that. And because I was, this is my senior year, I was close to, I think, 18. Can't remember if I was 18 already or turning 18 or about to turn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. But they was like, yeah, you could get treated as an adult and you can go to jail. So I had to go to court and everything, the whole nine. And what ended up happening is I ended up having to go into the military, man. Now, in the military, the one thing that I had is I didn't have to worry about planning in terms of where my food was going to come from. When we talk about the day-to-day struggles, I didn't have to worry about paying utilities, paying bills. All of that was covered. Now, I didn't want to be in the military, but it did afford some benefits, temporarily. I didn't have to worry about education because I solved that part because it included the GI Bill, right? So I felt like this was a calculated risk, but we could go to war and I could be dead. You know what I mean? Like it could happen. So I felt like it offered me an opportunity to start saving money. You know what I'm saying? But during this time, it was still very stressful, and I developed more, coping mechanisms such as drinking. You know what I mean? I couldn't smoke, but they did let you drink, and that's what a lot of people did. A lot of sailors did that, man. And so I was like, yo, I'm only here for 3 years. I need to figure out what my plan is gonna be because time was running out. So what I did was like, yo, okay, what I'm gonna do is try to focus on a skill that will help me start generating money once I become a civilian again, which was in the technology field, computers. That's what I did, man. So I had to figure out how to take steps toward, a larger goal to build a life that, although hard won, because it was hard in the military, it was hard before the military, it was hard in the hood, hard in the projects. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dodge bullets, you gotta dodge uncertainty, you gotta dodge fights, the whole nine, man. So we gonna talk more about overcoming the mindset. I'm gonna dig deeper, I'm gonna dive deeper, man. We gonna dive in, all right? So stay tuned for more because I definitely got more. If you want to be fed, I got more food to put on your plate. Believe me, all right? So till next video, it's your man Ace. Again, I'm going to be covering overcoming the mindset, the psychology of finance, and living paycheck to paycheck in the next video. Dropping the mic right here. I'm out. Yeah.